So hello, as said, I'm Inès Jambois, European Project Manager in the international team at RESAH, and we have Laurent Belevance from Nosotech who is honoring us with his presence online. Perfect, the slides. So I will begin with a brief presentation of the RESAH. RESAH is a central purchasing body acting at national level in France, whose objective is to help and support their beneficiaries in improving their performance. At RESAH, as you can see, we had 3.5 billion euro of procurement volume in 2025. We have more than 1,000 suppliers with 54% of startup and small and medium enterprises. Also, we are the first healthcare public player to obtain the Responsible Purchasing and Supplier Relationship label. We have more than 4,000 beneficiaries, including every French hospital center. And this number of beneficiaries helps a lot with the diffusion of the market, notably. In addition, RESAH created its own innovation center to support the identification and procurement of innovative and sustainable solutions. Beyond its core activity of purchasing, RESAH provides strategic procurement support, logistic and change management services, leveraging the expertise of its knowledge hubs. At the European level, RESAH is an active participant in EU-funded projects and the co-founder of EPA, which is the European Health Public Procurement Alliance. It's a network of 11 public and non-profit central purchasing bodies dedicated to the healthcare sector across Europe. At RESAH, we have 12 procurement categories. So we offer tailored procurement solutions which cover all needs of its beneficiaries across these 12 procurement categories. I will now explain the RESAH's role in the RaDAR project. RESAH is the only central purchasing body that actually bought during the project. As we are a central purchasing body, we were able to offer several lots. We have thought of this market as a whole and offer a global market to tackle antimicrobial resistance. RESAH was leader of the Work Package 3, value-based collaborative procurement definition and coordination. We assisted the other buyers with their purchasing strategy and answer questions regarding their specifications. We were the purchasing expert of the project, so we define and coordinate the purchasing strategy. We assist other buyers based on their individual needs, organize regular follow-up, share good practices. We also elaborate guides in each language, so French, Spanish, Italian, to help startup and small and medium enterprises to apply to the call of tenders. Then we coordinate the publication of the calls for tenders, coordinate the evaluation of the offers, the contract award and the signature of the contract. The French guide that we developed during this work package is now used by our innovation center at RESAH and is accessible when startup or small and medium enterprises want to answer a call for tenders. So we were the pilot of the purchasing strategy, and it was an individual cross-border procurement, as said by Maria in the introduction. So at the end, everyone wrote their own. So there were common unmet needs that were told, notably global solutions. And furthermore, each buyer has specific unmet needs based on their local specificities, such as facilities, resources, and screening priorities. Notably, the duration, the contract scope, and the award criteria were different for each buyer. So here you can see the lots that form our markets and the different holders. Just so you notice, the lot 2 was cancelled, but this was the RESAH market. So the overall situation of the RESAH contracts. We had 9 lots and 6 different holders, which include large companies, small and medium enterprises, and startups. In these markets, we have 8 innovative solutions, ranging from rapid diagnostic tests, equipment to IT solutions, covering all hospital needs for tackling antimicrobial resistance. This RaDAR market is available at RESAH for 4 years, so until 2028. So for this RESAH market, suppliers can provide solutions to healthcare facilities through two distinct market access modalities depending on the lots. Lots 1 to 7 are part of the intermediary mode. In this case, RESAH only facilitates contact between the holder and the hospitals. The hospitals conclude the contract directly with the supplier. These lots are not eligible to subsidy. And then we have lot 8 to 10 that operate under the wholesale mode, and RESAH purchase the Nosotech solutions and resell them to hospitals. For this lot, there is a 30% EU subsidy, which makes this market very attractive for hospitals, but also for companies. So only the wholesale modes could benefit from the subsidy. So now, for the results, for the intermediary lots, we have a total of 16 orders from 18 different hospitals. The lot 1, which is a global microbiology solution for equipment, we have 12 orders. And for the lot 3, molecular biology robot, we have 4 orders. As antimicrobial resistance is not a budget priority in all hospitals, we are very happy with these results. So now I will do a little focus on the lot 8. So for this lot, we have 5 orders from University Hospital of Martinique, Marseille Public University Hospital Group, Roubaix Hospital Center, Intercommunal Hospital of Aix-en-Pertuis, and Le Havre Hospital Group. Also, Nosotech is in discussion with other hospitals, but they are more likely to place an order at the end of 2026. The subsidy will apply only to invoices issued and received before the end of the RaDAR project. As a result, for some hospitals, the subsidy will cover only certain items due to partial invoicing. And so, as you can see, we have used almost 77% of the subsidy. I don't know if Laurent Belevance is online already.
Yes, I am.
So please, Laurent, if you can hear me, can you introduce us to Nosotech and more specifically to Nosocos, which is the lot 8, and to Antibiocos, which is the lot 10?
So hi, everyone, and thanks for inviting me here. Yeah, just a quick overview of where we stand in this overall, let's say, toolkits and solutions regarding the infection control surveillance software. So the solution that we offered in these two, in the 3 lots, actually, in the 3 offers, are essentially Nosocos and Antibiocos. The one that is now used in regarding this project is Nosocos, and we will eventually, we have discussions with those participating hospitals right now in the project, who will look eventually into Antibiocos. So Nosocos is the solution that is used by the infection control team, and the way it works is to connect to the hospital data through their different clinical systems, and then provide that in terms of intelligent dashboards and real-time tools for active surveillance of infection and documentation of infection cases. This then enables to have the full information from the different aspect of infection control to then be standardized and available for reporting, surveillance, and real-time review of patient and a day-to-day task. So as you can see, the main part here is definitely to manage the connectivity to the different clinical systems. This is modular, so it means that you don't necessarily have to connect to all of these different systems. But of course, the most important one is the patient information platform, which we call the ADT for patient admission and movement. And then, of course, the lab, which gives us the added information to run the different alert algorithms and documents the cases. And then you can add other information coming from the pharmacy, of course, when you will add the surveillance of antimicrobials use. And then you can monitor surgery infections and other elements of the clinical system. Those systems will then connect to other data platforms, which means that you can have a almost automatic extraction of the data to then connect and report to national or regional surveillance platforms in whatever region you are. So our big, let's say, advantage or strength that we offer with Nosotech and these type of system is that we have a very good expertise and team managing the connectivity and standardization platform, which we have designed for in the last 10 to 15 years. We then connect to any type of system from any hospitals, whatever their clinical systems they are using. So it's really customized and flexible in terms of how we do connect. So that this is a big advantage. So this is the global view of the platform, and this is what is being used regarding Nosocos to currently the different hospitals that are that Ines has presented earlier, and which we are looking now to implement. In fact, yes, in other coming in the next month. Thank you, Ines.
So about the change management, we wanted to gather feedback from all project participants, both internal and external. To gather this feedback, we either held one-on-one meetings or we sent out questionnaire offering to discuss these results if necessary. The discussion was very open among all partners. Even so, we are a purchasing group. We wanted to be very close to the field, and this was a change management in our internal process. Another change management is that we have put in place some process that is the follow-up of this kind of projects with a pluridisciplinary team and the coordination by a project team. So for the feedbacks from hospitals, I will focus solely on the feedback collected from hospitals regarding lot 8, because it's a Nosotech lot. So with Roubaix Hospital, which was the first to buy the Nosotech solution, we had time to have several exchanges via online meetings. They are overall very satisfied with the solution and the support from the Nosotech team. Their only concern was the need to allocate man-hours for the implementations. Hospitals in Martinique and Aix purchased the solutions more recently and have not time to implement it. We still wanted to hear their feedbacks on the purchase and acquisitions, so we send them the questionnaires and not organize an online meeting. The University Hospital of Martinique highlights the quality of the project methodology implemented by RESAH and Nosotech for the rollout of the Nosocos solutions. So as you can see, there is a global satisfaction of the hospitals about lot 8, good communication and support, effectiveness of the operational governance, and an appreciated centralized tools. So, Laurent, now we want to hear your feedbacks in direct live. So my first question is, how did you hear about the market and what motivated you to apply?
We were aware of the project a little late in the process, since we came in like in early 2024, being approached when we had the opportunity to be aware of the social media and having those discussions with RESAH that explained the project and how it will go. So at this point for us, it was clear that this was a project that we needed to go in and apply and go in the process for the tender and have a bid for the, to make sure that Nosotech was there. We quickly realized the importance of being there, since we already were present in Europe, in France mostly, and already understanding how it's difficult to be able to have those solutions implemented in hospitals. So that the RESAH RaDAR project was definitely targeting those elements.
Do you encounter any difficulties in responding to a French call for tenders? And do you have good practice to share regarding the process and relationship with hospitals?
Of course, yeah, it's still a challenge. Difficulties at first, well, like I've said, in the process itself and having Nosotech involved in the bid, we're used to answer to bids and different types of project like that. So our team was able to answer and apply, and I think that the process in itself went pretty well. In terms of relation and decision making with the hospitals. This is really where I think the most important, I would say, difficulties, but are still there. Even though, of course, the fact that we have RESAH RaDAR is a very important advantage. The issues with hospitals are still related to decision making and prioritizing those projects in hospitals, because even when you look at the fact that there is a subsidy, having the infection control team being able to have their project prioritized within the overall IT projects in the hospitals, it's still a challenge for them. We provide very good documentation about how to bring those projects up in the priority list with them, but still it's tough. They have lots of IT projects in hospitals. We are in a period where there is a lot of let's say IT focus to have modernization in hospitals. So you compete with other projects. So that makes it hard for them. So they need to build a business case again to have that prioritized. So this is, I would say, the most important difficulty. And then when you have your project decided and going to the acquisition through the RESAH RaDAR process and with the RESAH, what is really, really important still is to make sure that you have a champion with your infection control team, but with the IT team in the hospital that is fully engaged and committed to this project to make sure that things will go smoothly. And I would say that in the case of Roubaix, where we are talking about, this was a good example of how the project went, and that went really, really smooth and efficient. And now, of course, they have a year of implementation, which we have now starting to evaluate the data with them. I would say that's pretty much those elements that are really important. In terms of, let's say, learnings that we have and related to that, I would say that really sums it in terms of how hospitals approach the project. It's definitely first to have a good, let's say, business case, but they need to have that as a priority, and having the right people inside the hospitals and, of course, in the IT team to really engage with them and make sure that they have the right project manager and experts that are involved in the project. When we have that type of, let's say, of team in place and experts, we can definitely run a very smooth project. And in our case, Nosotech takes care of most of the aspect of configuration, but we still have, of course, the requirement. We need to have a collaboration, and so this is why it's really, really important. And I would say that this is summarized. I would say the recommendation, or let's say lessons learned in the project. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And last question, did the market meet your expectation? And what was the benefits of this contract for you?
Mm-hmm. I think I kind of touched it, but I would say definitely that it met our expectations. You showed the results. Being able to have these hospitals and many more right now, which we are in discussions, being able to have that as in that time frame, it shows that it has a huge impact. The RESAH RaDAR, with, of course, with the subsidy, but not only the subsidy, the fact that they can go and acquire the systems without having to go to a full tender process. I would say this almost has more impact than the subsidy at some point. Well, we think that will be it. So the impact of that is that we were able to have definitely more hospitals listening to those opportunities and having a discussion with us. Since they knew that they had the capacity to go into this project more quickly, then they were engaged with us to go into these discussions, and it has added a big impact. And we have more projects now that we think will go in. So it is a very important impact, and we are very, very satisfied with the result. And we know that there is more coming in front of us, definitely.
So can you develop now the main task to implement this kind of projects?
Yeah, sure. Those are the main elements that you see here. So project initialization at first, and like you can see, yeah, there is a complexity related to initiate a project, and that part is can be more efficient if, as I said earlier, we have the right persons, the right people from the hospital involved right at the first steps. So having a very good project manager and an IT leader with the infection control team is the key here. So it can go from very efficient, like Roubaix is definitely a good example, have very efficient project, to more complex project that then actually can take very long to start and initiate, depending definitely on the people we have on in the project at first with the hospital. So this is where we need to identify what connectivity we need to do, and the feasibility, initial, let's say, feasibility, having the confirmation that the laboratory systems and other clinical system have the capacity to send the data, and that we have time to analyze those data and how the connectivity will be managed. So it relies a lot on people that are involved in this at this part. But once it's done, then we take charge and we manage the rest pretty efficiently. Then this is where we go into connectivity and data configuration. Our process involves that we do that for each hospital as on a case by case and custom base to make sure that we can connect to every type of system. And we standardize the data that we receive from each system to a central database that is used by Nosocos or Intibiocos. This is this is where we do the semantic integration and standardization also, so that whatever the data we receive, we standardize it to international lab or clinical data definitions. And this is the process that is managed by Nosotech. So at that moment, the hospital doesn't have to manage anything in this. This is where we take charge. And then we have the training. So we have like a week. This is 2 or 3 days on site that we do. We have our professionals going to the hospital, making sure that of course, we have prepared that before, because we have prepared the software, customize everything for the team, configure alerts, reports, and users, use case to prepare for the training. And at the training, they get on really take charge of the system. We have identified a champion, a pilot, that will then on the hospital be the one who will lead the project with the users. 2 to 3 days maximum, and then they are fully live with the system, and then they are autonomous with it. And then we follow up. So post implementation is an ongoing process with them that is part of the of our services and that we have with our customers. That is very important because, of course, we go on, we add more type of surveillance, more type of alerts, more the type of data that they can manage. So we help them in the configuration of that they can do on their side, and making sure that everything is adapted to their situation, which is, of course, a key element. It has to be managed and planned before. But when you go on with the software, there are sometimes some adaptation or customization that are be required to make sure that there is fully, let's say, implemented, and we get maximum usage in the hospital. But this is part of the process that we do each time. And then we can, of course, follow up with added training when required. But mostly in all of our project, the initial training, because we think we have solutions that are really kind of a that's a user-friendly approach. So they're really quick at taking charge and manage the solution.
Yes, thank you. I will try to go quick on the lessons learned and the good practice from RESAH. So we improved our coordination and change adoptions. We have stronger financial control through formalized subsidy process, and we have expertise in PPI now. We also learned that implementing such a solutions requires a dedicated project team, available staff, adequate technical resources, and a strong IT team. For example, for Roubaix hospitals, it took several people and 3 months to connect the flow between the solution and the institution's equipment. And this time frame must be considered in the project. And the application portfolio of small establishments may not be sufficiently mature, and because the solution requires strong analytical skills. So, Laurent, if you can develop maybe quickly the lessons learned.
Yeah, well, I'll go quick. I think that you touched it also. So, in this lessons learned, good practice, I would say that connectivity. If you can, I don't know if you can keep the slides up there so that I can follow up. I can see if I can actually see the slides also at the same time. Thank you very much. I would make sure that communication with the experts and the lab team is very, very important. So that's why I said that we need a champion from the IT and the clinical systems right out to start, so that we can manage that right first at the project, and then our team takes charge there. Training and go live is really important. So if we have a strong expert in the team that can lead that with the infection control team, and having a power user identified, this is really, really important. So that's all of the startup project that needs to be identified. I talked about having an IT leader as much as having the lab expert, of course, in the project. And I'd say that we align early on the KPI also is important. Now we have kind of learned about that now. I think that for the next project, it's going to be easier that we have now an alignment of that. But you need to make sure that the hospitals are fully in right at to start to check if they have these KPIs to be measured, what they want to track it. In each case, it can be a little bit different, but you have to have some type of standard approval on KPIs. Thank you.
And then to conclude, there was a large adoption of this radar market. 23 hospitals have benefited from the call for tenders. The fact that we are a central purchasing body and that we propose this contract at a multiplayer effect, it is this model that have allowed us to have these results. PPI helps a central purchasing body to promote the procurement of innovation by hospitals. PPI also helps to promote innovative solutions across a large networks of organizations. We just submit a new PPI on the topic of improving integrated care in the mental health field. We are currently working on a new PPI to submit. The expertise gained through the RaDAR project allow us to apply to this other PPI. Thank you.